Vice Chancellor, Mr. Mbulelo, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Prince Nebutalo, and members of the executive, Vice Chancellor, Mr. Mbulelo Bikani, and other members of the council, deans of faculties, academic and administrative staff of CPUT, distinguished guests, family and friends of our graduates. I'm happy to be here. And I think congratulations to the parents, the friends, and the relatives is in order, as well as the staff of the university and to the graduates. One of the greatest moments we value in life is the day of one's graduation. I heard the Vice Chancellor saying, "Are you happy? Are you happy?" Okay. This ceremony is an official culmination of your studies. And as a proof, you are going to receive with honors the degrees or diplomas certifying you as professionals. I want to emphasize the importance of your families, that they have played a very important role in your academic success. In fact, life skills are imparted from parents or guardians during upbringing process. Parental presence and involvement in a child's learning, later at primary and subsequently at high school, results in good academic performance. Most of you can attest to that. Children from supportive families are more likely to attain more years of schooling and accomplishing their tertiary education. It is within families that children learn the following values: caring, respect, sharing, compassion, teamwork, loyalty, commitment, hard work, and honesty, which are the tenets of professionalism and a high standard of work ethic. I've chosen the topic, impact of change on family, because with the present systems in which we are, it seems as though we think the family is no more important. It has disintegrated, but I want to give reasons why we are at the situation where we speak about our families non-functional. The Oxford Dictionary defines change as the act or result of becoming different. In many scenario planning documents, they speak about paradigm shift. I have believed that everything must change from my youth. After matriculating, I was a private teacher of a local primary school, whilst planning on what profession to follow. I then decided to follow nursing as a profession. I'm happy that there are nurses that are graduating today. I'm proud of you. My schoolmates tried to dissuade me from that decision, because being a nurse during that time meant that I would only attain general and midwifery and never go any further. I told them that that was going to change in the near future. Nursing diploma and degrees are going to be offered at universities for nurses, and this is happening today. Because of this innate interest in change, I became interested in books written by futurists like Alvin Toffler, scenario planners like Clem Santa, and many strategic planners like Tini Ehlers and Gobas. I was also motivated by the vision of your university to be the heart of technology education and innovation. I will illustrate changes according to Alvin Toffler's theory of waves in describing stages of development of society and production and how it impacts on the family. In his book, Future Shock, which was written in the 60s, future shock is defined as too much change in too short period. I'll describe then the first phase. or the first stage of development of the society. During this stage, people depended on agriculture. The family was the producer and the consumer. The extended family was the unit of the society. Communities were close-knit because the members were related. Children participated in all activities of agriculture and house chores. They upheld high moral values taught by their families. Now comes the second stage of development, industrialization. This is the process which started in England. People invented machines, steam engine, and many agricultural implements. This was the beginning of movement of people from the agricultural homes to towns to seek for work. Farming was also improved with the new implements. The family structure was beginning to change. The third stage, post-industrialization. People invented automatic production, robots and computers. This was during half of the 20th century. During this period, people experienced an increasing rapidity. While people were losing familiarity that old institutions like religion, family, national identity, and professions once provided. There was a great movement from rural to towns and cities, characterized by the service sector exceeding 50% and people occupied in agriculture not exceeding 15%. The extended family shrank to nuclear family, becoming more consumers than producers as the people moved to towns and cities in pursuit of the so-called civilization. This was the beginning of family disintegration, where either a mother or father leaves the family to seek better employment, resulting in family values being eroded. This led to professionals following transient employment, termed brain drain, for example, from developing countries to developed countries and vice versa. As a result, relationships became superficial and family values were lost. The third stage, that is in the 80s. This is a period of democratization in the 20th century, which is a transition from industrial age society to information age society. To some degree in this era, people's lives are modified to serve technology, surfing the net, tweeting, receiving emails, listening to music, etc. This in technology has caused family disintegration in the form that there is no communication. Even if we are physically together, most of the time the children are tweeting, some are plucked. When you call a child, he doesn't hear you. And even the parents are neither here nor there because they're busy on their laptops. And this has really caused that families never come together anymore to talk. And that is the reason why we talk about moral decay in our society at the moment. This period is characterized by relationships between people, political and economic structures, which are detrimentally altered by the impact of technology. The rolling back of the industrial era creed of standardization as exemplified by the one-size-fits-all approach, typical of institutions of this era, for example, education system, factories, governments, mass media, high-volume mass production and distribution, many a time at the expense of quality. History will accelerate to a point where all of the past would catch up with the present. The advent of internet. The fourth stage, the most dangerous one, power shift according to Alfred Toffler. This stage is characterized by knowledge, wealth and violence, the age of 21st century. Toffler argues that While headlines focus on shift of power at the global level, equally significant shifts are taking place in our everyday world. Supermarkets, hospitals, banks, television, and politics. He further identifies that far important world divisions will arise between the fast and the slow. The emphasis is knowledge which you have acquired, graduates, not violence, not money, is the essence of power in the information age. Information wars are raging in such areas as computers, high-definition TV, electronic networks, and industrial espionage, and the fight for control of customer data by retailers, manufacturers, banks, and credit card issues. I'm sure all of you become very angry when you receive calls from businesses, from insurances wanting to insure you, even if you are insured. This is what is happening with the customer data. This period is problematic as it also facilitates emergence of global actors like drug cartels. I want to give this message to the graduates. South Africa is experiencing the effects of this fourth stage in an alarming manner. The media, politicians, academics are all concerned about violence erupting all over, including xenophobic attacks that you are aware of. Corruption, part of the society living in abundance, yet requesting for more money, more power, more fun, more and more. Thus the gap between the rich and the poor becoming wider and wider. Moral decay, poor work ethic, negative attitudes of caregivers at all levels of social interaction have become the order of the day. The question is, where are you, graduates, when all people seem to be helpless? When what we see and hear is just talk, not underpinned by action? This is a challenge to you, young and knowledgeable. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Use your strengths to bring change for public good by bringing back family values and work ethic. Be involved in research and development in your areas of expertise, not forgetting the impact of the change in the society at large. Update your professional knowledge by continuing professional development through reading journals, attending workshops and conferences. Never think that this is the end, it's the beginning of the journey. Do not theorize about Ubuntu, humaneness, a philosophy of the African people, but put it into practice in your professional work. Change can be brought by each individual. Don't look at groups and don't look at government. My understanding is that this era is an era of democratization, which means that the people shall rule. Let's get to work and stop talking. I thank you.